Today I'm going to show you my top 2 methods for adding a vignette on your photo to draw attention back to your subject from these other brighter areas of our photos. So first method, I'm going to go into Lightroom. Really fast, first of all, a common method I've seen is you'll do a radial filter, make it kind of go around there, not inverted, and darken it, and that is technically a vignette, but that's not how we want to do a vignette because it's not going to blend with everything very well. So go back on that, and method number 1, this is the easiest method I use, really easy to make it look good. It's called the post-crop vignette. Make sure that style is set to highlight priority, otherwise it's not going to blend the way that I'm teaching it. So with your amount, set that kind of low so that way we can really see where our vignette is laying. And then we're just going to move our midpoint roundness and feather to approximately where we want all of that to hit. And then here's where the real magic of post-crop vignetting happens, in this highlight slider. So we're going to grab that, we're just going to pull that all the way up. And you can see as we pulled that up, it pulled our vignette out of our sky and some things like that. So you can see, drop it down, the sky goes dark, pull it up, even like down here a bit, you can see how it's pulling it out of some of those highlights. So that's going to really make it a bit smoother, and then we can, reset that, drag it down just a little bit, and that's approximately probably what I would end up putting it at. So that is method number 1, probably the one that I use the most. But if I'm already in Photoshop, here is what I'll do. Go to adjustments, make a brightness contrast layer, make it kind of dark so we can really see what we're doing. Command I to invert that, change it to black, and then we're going to push our X key to toggle our white and black. Set white is our target color, and make sure you're in your brush and push the B key as a shortcut to that. So now we're going to paint in where we want our vignette to lie. So I want it to be a little bit on this. Also my flow, I set it at 10%. You can get it to stack up to 100 pretty quick, but it allows some room for error. So my computer's a little bit slow, so this might lag a little bit, but we'll get there. Okay, so if you push your close bracket key, that makes your brush bigger, and starting bracket makes it smaller. That's the biggest brush size that you can get. I don't know why Adobe would limit brush size. It seems kind of weird to me. Okay, so now we can see we went from there to there. That's generally, it's decent. It's not bad, but here's how we make it better. So we click on our layer mask, we're going to go up to image and down to apply image. I set a keyboard shortcut at Command-Shift-E, because I use this tool all the time. So if you invert it, you'll see one of them, it's going to be kind of a lower contrast, one of them will be higher contrast. Make it a bit higher contrast one. Also, if you look at your layer mask, see how it's pretty black there and a lot more white in it there. We're going to choose the one where it's a bit more white. So looks like in this case, inverted. Set your opacity. Let's see. I might do, usually I'll just do around 100, but I'm gonna do 80 here, so just make it a little bit smoother. Okay, so now we're here. You can see how our highlights are coming through a little bit more down here, and everything is blending a bit better. It's all looking a bit more natural, but is one last step. Go ahead and double click your brightness contrast layer, and you're gonna get this window to pull up. So we have these 2 bars down here. What it's going to do, so we're editing this layer. This bar is going to make the lighter parts of our images, pull those out, or the darker part of our images, kind of punch those out, and essentially just hide those parts of the layer. But we're going to want to click or use the underlying layer slider. And if you grab this, you'll see how it's pulling it's pulling our vignette that we've made out of these highlights as we pull it down. It's also doing it really rough. What you're going to do is you're going to push your Alt or Option key, click the left side of that and drag it over, and that'll separate it. Now you can see as we pull it to the left, we're getting a really nice smooth transition into from our lights to our darks. So our vignette's going to blend really well. It's going to make it look really natural and convincing. And that's the look we want to go for. So go ahead and click OK on that. Went from there to there now. So last step, go ahead and zero out your brightness, start over with that, and then just pull it down. And also mess around with your contrast a little bit. And I think that that looks pretty good. So we went from there to there. I might lower the opacity of this whole layer. Yeah, okay, right there. I think that looks decently natural. So kind of the goal that we were just accomplishing was with this, it's kind of bright down here and your viewer's eyes are going to be drawn to it. And so by adding a sort of vignette to just these areas over here, we've drawn our viewer's eye back up to our climber. But also, unlike this method, you can see how that rock has that dark spot there. This one's going to be a lot cleaner, a lot more targeted. So that is my most recommended way to put a vignette on your photo, with the post-crop vignetting being my second most recommended, but also the easiest to use and make look good. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope this comes in handy. Let me know what to make more videos on. Give me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.